In this session, we're busy with model parameters debtors, and we're going to look at risk profiles. I'm going to click on risk profiles and then click on setup. Now I've already created two profiles here. We normally have the default there. Now we've just given you one as an example, and that's default. In other words, if you want to use the default option, that will then be 10% extra. Now what do I mean by saying 10% extra? If you've created your prime interest rate under utility setup, company details, and under default settings 2, you set an interest rate of 20%. That default is going to add 10% on top of the already 20% that you've got. So if you change a debtor's interest or a debtor's risk profile to default, that debtor will then be charged 30%. Let me show you. If we go to debtors, maintenance, and we select a specific debtor, now click on edit, and my risk profile here is default, then it's going to be 20% plus the default. Or I can select, for instance, a high risk. I can say that this will now be 20% plus 5%, or the low risk option will be 20% minus 5, which means they will get 15%. So if I take you back to model parameters and risk profiles, you'll see here that all you do here is you specify the risk. If it's an amount without a minus, it will add that amount on top of your prime interest rate. If it's an amount that you've entered with a minus, it will subtract 5% from the prime interest rate that you've entered. We can add as many as you like. Remember, when you add, you must always save the edit, or you can cancel it. We can delete a rate, we can search, we can preview. If we preview our report, we can always change the design, and then you can accept once you've entered all your profiles. And that concludes looking at the risk profiles while busy with module parameters.